Well, on that note of very good quarterbacks, there's been a lot of talk about Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun! Let's
Deshaun.
go! Let's go! How did we wait for so long without talking about Deshaun?
It took a lot of restraint to talk about the D word there. So there seems to be this kind of divide with two philosophies: mortgage the future for an elite quarterback at any cost, or don't give up too much for one player. And I'm curious, where do you guys come down on that argument?
I think that people may be shocked by this answer, but I think that if you have the opportunity to trade for Deshaun Watson, you trade anything and everything that you possibly can. I think that if it takes 4 first-round picks and Christian McCaffrey, then do it, because the elite quarterbacks in the NFL are so hard to find, and you cannot you cannot guarantee that one of those quarterbacks is going to be there in the draft, even if you have the number 1 pick. There is no guarantee. I know Trevor Lawrence can't miss prospect, but guess what? Can't miss prospects. They miss all the damn time. So I would love to say that, oh, well, would I rather have 4 shots at a quarterback and I'll take 2 shots, and then one of them is Zach Wilson and the other one is a 2023 quarterback, and then I also get a top-tier linebacker and the best corner on the board. Great. All that's terrific. Deshaun Watson is an all-pro quarterback right now. Like, he comes in and makes your team a contender in the NFC right now next year. Like, he does the thing that Marty Herney convinced David Tepper that Teddy Bridgewater was going to do. That's what Deshaun Watson does. Because you look at this 2019 Texans team, it was not so long ago that the Houston Texans were up 24-0 on the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, and that team was basically Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Laramie Tunsil, and J.J. Watt, and a bunch of dudes. Sorry, I know that's going to be disrespectful to a bunch of very talented football players, like Will Fuller, very talented guy, but ultimately it was 4 guys and a bunch of dudes, and Deshaun Watson took them to 10-6 and probably on the brink of the AFC Championship game. To me, if you can get an elite quarterback and you figure out the rest later.
He's 25.
25.
This doesn't happen. This shouldn't happen. Realistically, it's crazy that we're here talking about an NFL player possibly doing what Deshaun's trying to do. So this is completely new territory. And we see it in the NBA in terms of the player empowerment. We do not see it, though, in the same way in the NFL. It's going to be interesting because part of me is like, there's no way. But then the fact that guys like Rappaport and Schefter and people keep hammering that they think this is really done, that this is really the end. The reason it's going to be you don't find a comparison to it. So if you're looking for, well, what did so-and-so give up in a trade for this? There is no comparison. And that's why, yes, you do whatever you can do to get them in the door. And I'm with you. Like, is there a price that's too much? Yes, there is. But if that price, like, I don't know how you get to that point and they go, we'd really like 1 more first round pick. So like, what is, if you're at that point, then yeah, you throw it in and you just keep on moving and you get the guy and you trust in Fitterer and Rule to identify talent and to develop talent at other positions, because unlike the quarterback position, you can develop players at other positions. So, and if you get this pick wrong at 8, you go for a quarterback and, Zach Wilson turns out to be made of chopsticks, and so now you're 2 picks down already. So just and that's a chance you're going to take in the draft. So I'm with you, Josh. There's no price you don't pay. The only thing, and I say this just as trying to be the guy that mentions these kinds of things, he has had both ACLs worked on. He has had both ACLs torn. So that is the one thing that I would be leaning on if I was Fitterer. So when they're trying to say there's no price too much, I go, the ACLs. I would try and use that to rein him in a little bit. But ultimately, that does not dissuade me from wanting Deshaun here in Carolina.